network. So for example, I am taking here 5 stations. So what is the network value? So n is equal to 5 for example. So 5 into 5 minus 1 by 2. Nothing but 5 into 4 by 2. Nothing but 20 by 2, that is equal to 10. So total 10 connections in this network. So if you count all these lines, that we got 10 communication lines. Next one, star topology. Star topology is nothing but it is also a point-to-point communication, but it is connected to central hub. So if you want to transfer the data from one system to another system, you have to transfer the data from one system to another system. It reaches for central hub first. So then the hub is retransmitting the data to another station. So if the hub fails, total network will be failed. Next one is the bus topology. So bus topology is nothing but each and every station is connected to one bus topology, nothing but a connection. So by using tabs, drop by tabs. So if anyone transfer the data, it will go to the bus topology in this channel, and each and every station can access. Next one, ring topology. So here each and every system is connected with the neighbor systems, but in a form of ring, that is connected with each and every station is connected with the repeater. So if you transfer the data, each and every station receives. If it is available, that message is considered as the station, it will take. Otherwise it leaves, another station will look up that. So each and every, for example, if the station 1 fails, remaining network will not work. So these are the 5 topologies we are using in a networks. Next, coming to protocols and standards. So what is meant by a protocol? We already discussed that protocol is nothing but a set of rules that governs the data communication. Means if you want to send data from one system to another system, you have to follow some rules. So here see, in this protocol we are having 3 key elements. One is the syntax, semantics and timing. So what is meant by syntax? Syntax is nothing but it shows the structure or format of the network or a protocol. Next one is semantics. The word semantic refers to each section of bits. And third one is timing. It refers to 2 characteristics. When the data has to be sent, how fast it should be sent. These are the key elements the protocol will follow. Next topic, we will go to OSI reference model. So what is meant by OSI? OSI is nothing but a open system interconnection. It was approved by ISO, International Standard Organization. So in this OSI reference model, total we are having 7 layers. So what are those 7 layers means? Application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, physical layer. So if you want to transmit the data from one system to another system, the data has to come from 7 layers, and it is transmitted through transmission medium, and it will reaches to the receiver. So here we are having 7 layers. How we can remember these 7 layers? Means there is one acronym, that is please don't touch Steve's pet alligator. So by using this acronym, we can remember easily. So please do not touch Steve's pet alligator. So by using this acronym, we can remember these 7 layers. So coming here, so how we can exchange the information So how it means we will discuss layer by layer. So first we will discuss physical layer. Physical layer is nothing but this is the first layer, not this one is the first layer, this is the first layer. But we are reading from top to down. Actually it is from bottom to up. So first coming to physical layer. So the data comes from data link layer. The data coming to the physical layer, the data in bit format. Bit format. So it is responsible for the individual bits from one half to another half. So when coming to data link layer to the physical layer, this is complete yellow color is the data and the red color is the header. So it is go to the transmission medium. The bits can be transformed into signals. Next it will receive to the receiver. Again in the receiver side, the header will be removed and it is sent to the data link layer. Next coming to data link layer. So the data comes from network layer to data link layer. Here it is adding header with the T2. T2 is nothing but trailer. What is the use of adding trailer? That is used for error checking purpose. So if the data contains any errors, the trailer will be checked. Then the data will sent to the physical layer. Here the data is in form of frames. Next coming to third one, transport layer. The data comes from the transport layer to the network layer. The data adds the one header and it sends to the data link layer. Now that here in network layer, the data is responsible for packets. So here the data transmitted in form of packets. Nothing but the physical layer represents the bits, data link layer frames, network layer packets. Next coming to transport layer. So the data comes from the session layer. The transport layer divides the message into segments. Each segment it will be added to one header that will be sent to the network layer. Here the transport layer is responsible for delivery of messages from process to process. Then it will receive to the receiver side. The segments will be combined and it will be sent to the session layer. Fifth one is the session layer. So the data comes from the presentation layer. Here the data can be divided into sessions. So for each session is not adding header. Why? Because in segmentations we are adding header. So here the session complete message is divided into sessions and it is added to the one header and it transferred to the transport layer. So here the session layer is responsible for dialogue controller and synchronization. Receiver side, the sessions will be deleted and it is sent to the presentation layer. Next coming to presentation layer, the data comes from the application layer to presentation layer. The data adds one header and it gives to the session layer. So here the presentation layer is responsible for translation, encryption and compression. So translation is nothing but it translates from one form to another form. Next one is compression. Compression is nothing but it reduces the size of the message. And encryption means encryption is nothing but a readable format to unreadable format. Encryption or decryption. Encryption is nothing but unreadable format. Decryption is nothing but unreadable format to readable format. So that will take by the presentation layer. How we can represent or how we can present the message. Next coming to the application layer, the user sends the applications to the another receiver. So these are the applications are sending by the user. It comes to the presentation layer, application layer. It adds a header and sent to the presentation layer. So here the application layer responsibility is providing some services to the user. So these are the 7 layers in OSI reference model. Thank you. We will discuss in next class.